Bonjour, hello and bonjour, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing the Friends palette reviews, and I'm very excited for this one because can we just take a minute? Wow, it's beautiful. No, it's not the mirror. This is different. But oh my goodness, what a uniquely shaped palette. I've never seen anything like this, and it has kind of like the book bindings to open it, and it's just so bizarre, but so pretty. So pretty. So if you don't know, Makeup Revolution did a collection with Friends Series 1, which came out at the end of September. And this is Series 2, in which they had a lot of bath stuff, things like that, lip care, and also several more palettes, like 3 eyeshadow palettes and a face palette in light and deep. So this, my friends, is what the inside looks like. We have 21 gorgeous shades, mostly of course in the realm of pink, purple, nude, hence the attire today, and don't forget the purple scrunchie. I matched it all. But ultimately, yeah, this is the palette, the Open the Door palette, and I'm really quite happy with the purchase so far. I think it's such a beautiful piece, and again, the nice thing is they are collector's items, let's be real, so even if you don't use it the most, it's still beautiful to put up or place or display. It's only gonna add beauty to your beauty room. But as always, I'm gonna be doing 3 looks today. Technically, there are more shadows than what I assign 3 looks to, but since they are all closely linked in the same realm, I am gonna stick to 3 looks, and at the end, give you my final thoughts. I'll tell you right now, sometimes this opens easily and sometimes it gets kind of stuck. So that mechanism isn't my favorite, but it kind of needed to happen in order for this to work. But again, imagine you just put this on a stand and it stands there. It's so pretty. Oh, oh. In any case, let us dive in to the first look right away. All right, the first color we're gonna go into is Apothecary Table, and that's gonna blend out the crease. That is such a nice brown. It blended out so well, but also it's quite deep if you pack it on. Excellent. Next, we're gonna go into Manhattan, which, oh, perfection. And that's just gonna go all over the lid. Okay, that is an absolutely stunning color. I'm so happy with that. Next, we're going into the List, and that's gonna do the under eye. And lastly, we're gonna go into the shade Orthodontist as the inner corner highlight. These shimmers are so buttery. I feel like all around the last few palettes I've gotten from Makeup Revolution, it's like they're using a new formula or something because they are unreal. Unreal. Okay, so here's look number 1. I'm of course going to finish everything off camera, and I will be right back. Here is look number 1. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I pretty much always say that, but there's not really any room to go wrong with this palette. I feel like all the colors look so good and work so well together, and I'm just, I love a pink with a brown. Perfection, perfection. The shimmers in this palette, I mean, I've only tried 2 so far, but oh my goodness, are they buttery. They are just like, I don't know what they're doing with their new formulas or production. I don't know. But they are so nice and easy to work with. You would have seen on my channel, if you've seen other videos, I'm always unsure whether or not I need to do finger or brush, because often with a brush, it doesn't pick up the shimmer the way it looks in the pan. I don't have this issue with this palette, or the last couple for that matter. So very excited there. We're gonna go on to look number 2, which hopefully ends up having a bit more of a purple hue. Yes. Very quickly before re-prepping my eyes, guys, I just noticed, if you can kind of see where I had that pink shimmer, my eyelids are like red, and it's a stained red. And I'm surprised because that was kind of pink and light. I was looking at the back of the palette and there's actually a heck ton of colors that are pressed pigment, which are technically not eye safe. And a lot of people, you know, like still use them, and I will, but just FYI, that was just this shimmery color and it left that much pink. So I'm very curious about some of the other pinks that I'll be going into. The list, the pink one on the bottom, that one is a pressed pigment too, but I don't seem to have any pink on the underneath of my eye, so I guess it just depends. But yeah, I just thought I'd quickly say that before starting on look number 2. Alright, so for look number 2, I absolutely must start with Scientist Sky. This shade is this gorgeous nude taupey color, and I just want to wash that over the top portion of my eyelids. This is just the loveliest kind of nude, cool, taupey purple. It does have a good hint of purple in there, but that is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Yes. Next, dear friends, we are going into, I now realize, the only actual purple color in this whole palette, Dr. Drake Ramori, and that's kind of deepening the crease, but I'm gonna try and leave all of this blank. Okay, that was a beautiful purple, but it actually came off a lot softer and lighter than I thought. We proceed. Next, we're going into I Take the Rachel, and that's going the whole way out to the wing. Ooh, and the nice thing here is I didn't really actually have to cut a crease like with concealer and things like that. Hey, that looks really cool. Yes. Okay, for the inner corner shimmer, we're gonna go in with Monana, and then we're gonna do mac and cheese on the under eye. Oh, golden purple just works. It just works. Okie dokes, gonna finish the rest of my face off camera and I'll be right back. And oh my god, I already love this eye. And here is look number 2. Oh my gosh, this is the first time in a very long time that I have not done eyeliner on a look. I just felt like it would probably take away from kind of the graphic lines that we created here, but they're soft glam graphic lines. I am super happy with this look. It's she cute. That's all I can say there. Really loved Scientist Sky. Dr. Drake Ramori, like, see on my finger how it is? Maybe it's because Scientist Sky was there, but I felt like it came on really, really lightly. Not the color I thought it was. And I Take the Rachel, gorgeous shimmery pink, no issues there. And Manana is a really beautiful, there's something extra about it. There's some golds I don't like because they're too yellow. This one, there's just some warmth to it that's really gorgeous. And mac and cheese was a really, just a great brown shade. Great brown shade. Yes, yes, yes. So let us proceed to look number 3. That one is going to be more bright graphic, let's call it. And then after that, we'll have our final thoughts. All right, to start off look number 3, I'm gonna go dead center with Cups and Ice and just do that as a wash over my upper crease. Oh my goodness, it's picking up really well. just the softest touch of nude pink. That's really nice. All right, next, the fun part. We're gonna go with this bright ass pink eggplant, and that's gonna go on the outer corner and do a bit of a thingy-bobber. Is that even? That's always the question, isn't it? I think so. I think so. Right? Yeah. Alright, next we're gonna go into another bright ass shade, which is a big white dog, and oh my god, look at that when I pick it up with my finger. Shooketh. So I'm gonna try this with a brush because I have faith in this palette, but maybe I'll have to go back in with a finger. Yeah, see, even on the brush, I feel like it's not picking up the right way. Let's see. And she was wrong. Picking up pretty well. All right, that went honestly a lot better than I expected. Not complaining at all, really nice. So next we're gonna grab Fancy Guest and do the under eye to warm it up a little. It's a really lovely kind of light terracotta color. And then we have Prom Video, which is down here for the inner corner. Maybe it's too dark, isn't it? We'll see, we'll try it. Honestly, I don't think it needed that, so I'm just kind of tapping away a bit of the excess, but it is nice to have a little bit of color underneath. You know what? I kind of dig it. My dog is snoring. You hear that? And there's an ambulance outside. Okay, so surprisingly, I quite liked Prom Video in the inner corner, even though it's very warm and the look is very cool. I feel like it works. I really would have loved to give Prom Video its own look, but I'm trying to do something a little bit different and give a bit of variation because we all know we can dip into the neutrals, and that's not a bad thing, but I just really wanted to show off the possibilities, if you will, of this palette. So of course, as always, I'm going to finish my face off camera, blah, 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 and I will be right back. Alright, and here is the final look. It turned out so nice. I'm gonna be honest, because I am. The pink, it's patchy. It's a bit patchy. You can kind of see it here. It doesn't hold too much of the pigment. I think if you did a really, really wet base, it would be a lot better, but what's to be expected of a hot pink neon eyeshadow? Kind of this. So, you know, not mad. The silver is really lovely and overall a nice, fun pop of color, and I'm really digging this look. So let's just, why am I doing this? Let's just go right ahead and dive into my final thoughts. So what do I think of this palette? Well, for starters, packaging, absolute 10 out of 10. Like, how cool and pretty is this? Like I said, you can literally just plop it on your table against a wall and it looks awesome. So awesome. This hardware isn't my favorite. It works, we'll call it 8-9 times out of 10. It opens with relative ease, but then there is that one time where it's really frustrating and it gets stuck and you're like, ugh! The mirror inside is very large, super nice, no issues there. And on we go to the shades. So I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I first saw the Series 2 eyeshadow palettes, I was a bit like, it's the reason I didn't get the Taxi Cab eyeshadow palette. It was just, first of all, I didn't like the packaging at all. It's just this giant cab that opens and it wasn't even cute. Sorry. But these ones, this one and the lobster one, I was like, okay, maybe, let's see. I don't have any kind of purple pinkish, that's not true, is it? I was gonna say purple pinkish palettes, but I do. But I don't have any kind of shimmery, warm gold pink palettes. I could do so many combinations of colors and say that. But this seemed unique enough to me that I was willing to give it a go, and I really liked how the previous Friends palettes worked, so I was willing to give this a chance. And a lot of the warm mattes just really drew me in, quite frankly, and the shimmers are really pretty. But I do really like it. I think it's definitely more of a collector item, a Friends fan, which I am. I'm a huge fan of Friends. And I mean, I'm gonna use it. Definitely. I think there's a lot of really wearable colors in this palette and a lot of really pretty shimmers and mattes. But as I have it here, like, I'm very torn. I love it, but I'm also kind of like, yeah, it's nice, you know? I think it's just also been the situation where it's getting close to Christmas. Everyone has all these constant releases and you're kind of buying, and I've been doing YouTube for what, going on 6 months now? And I already feel like I have way too much makeup and it would take me forever to use it up. And so for me with this palette, as much as I love it, it comes with a hint of guilt that, is this really worth it for me? Like, will I use it up? Like, will I use it regularly or use it up? And chances are at this point, with the amount of palettes I have, no. Which is unfortunate and wasteful, and I need to stop. I'm gonna try my best to stop. But all in all, I really absolutely love this one. The color story is really cute and sweet. Packaging is amazing. And I think even if you ignore this hot pink, oh my gosh, it looks so different without the hot pink, I find. Yeah. It's a really lovely wearable palette. So if you're kind of unsure whether you should get this palette or not, I'd say have a good hard think. If packaging is really important to you, if Friends is really important to you, go ahead and get this palette because the quality inside is really great. But if you know you have a lot of neutrals, which everybody does, you know you have a lot of nice shimmers, which again, most people do, maybe you don't need it. Maybe you don't need it. It's beautiful, but maybe you don't need it. So yeah, that's kind of my sentiment. Think about whether you're getting it because it's Friends or because you really like the color story. Food for thought, food for thought. All right, you guys, those were my thoughts on this palette. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and it gave you some ideas as to whether or not to get this palette, what kind of looks you can create, things and such. If you did enjoy this video, definitely give me a thumbs up and let me know your thoughts down below. I'm curious if other people have bought this one. I haven't really seen so many videos about the Series 2 launches with Friends, and this palette to me seemed like something that would kind of blow up on the internet, and I don't feel like it really has, so I'm really curious about what people think. Also, if you haven't already, definitely please subscribe to my channel. I'm new and growing, so it would mean very much to me to have you on board with me. Other than that, you can catch me on social media at Slavic Chic, and I will hopefully catch you guys in my next video. Bye!